Alright, so here's how to make a Kahoot. If you can't remember what I told you a Kahoot was, it's essentially what it is. It's a pretty awesome way to do a formative assessment. As you can see from the website, the kids are celebrating and they're very nervous about it. But here is the website. It's getkahoot.com right up here. And then you'd sign up for a free login. I have my own, so I'm just going to sign in. Alright, so once you get logged in, this is what your Kahoot website will look like. Right now it says I have 3 Kahoots. I have 39 questions altogether, 13 plays. I've had 197 players, and 4 people have favorited my Kahoots. To start a new Kahoot, you just create your quiz, discussion, survey. I've only done quizzes before, so I'd suggest just do it for a quiz. I'm giving it a title. Example, Kahoot. Go. Alright. So if I was going to do this on electric energy, for example, I would make my question. Electricity or electric, I can't spell today, electric current flows with what kind of charges? This is a poorly written question, I'm sorry, I'm just going to do this on the fly. Positive charges or negative charges? All these are incorrect. You click the one that's going to be correct. In this case, it's negative. So click that. You can make this a points question, so a question worth points or no points, depending on what your preference is. The kids really like it if you do points here. You can also set a time limit. 20 seconds is usually good enough for them to read the question and answer it, but it also kind of make it challenging and competitive. And then you go to down here, it's kind of cut off on your screen. Let me move it down. But it's add question. Question number 2. What is it called when electric charges jump from one object to another? Go down, scroll down, put in your answers. And again, click what answer is correct. You can always change the points or the time limit at any time. If you want to delete this question, you go back to it. But for right now, I'm just going to save and continue. Those are my only 2 questions I want. And then I can go to save and continue. I can make the difficulty level, so on and so forth. I normally don't really touch this all that much. Oh, primary audience, school. Okay. Then click done when you're all done. Of course, for you, for now, you would want to put more questions in and make it a little bit more challenging for your students. However, if we go back to my Kahoots, this is one I did 2 weeks ago. If I would like to, there should be an option where I can kind of just look at it. Alright. If I go back to my home page, where would that be? Click Kahoot. There we go. Haha. Alright. After I'm done doing a Kahoot with my students, I can look at my report, which will pop up in an Excel. You can also have it sent to your drive. or you can click all results and play again. I'm going to click play again just to show you how a Kahoot would run in your classroom. It's loading. What I would suggest is on this homepage is to keep the pin up at all times in case if your Chromebook gets disconnected for any reason, but always put the pin up there. I do these settings are the most best, I guess. Next, say ready to join. You wait for it to do that. Alright, and then what your students are going to get is a game pin. They're going to join at this website, kahoot.it, and it's going to ask them to enter in a game pin. Okay? You could also do it this way too. When your students log in, they'll be prompted to put in a name. What I've done in the past is just do their student number, so still somewhat anonymous. I can't start yet because obviously no one has signed in. What's going to happen is when students sign in, you'll see their numbers or names, whatever you decide to do. They're going to pop up down here. It'll tell you how many players there are. And when everyone's in, you can press start. It will go to your first question, and students will have that time-limited time in order to answer it. If they don't answer in that time, then they don't get an answer, essentially. They don't get to play for that one question. At the end of each question, it will tell the students the top 3 to 5 players on the team or who are scoring higher. And that's the reason why I do numbers, is because students can still see where they are. But on their screen, it also tell them what rank they are. They could be 21st out of 24 students playing. It'll tell them that too. On your screen, you'd show your computer screen throughout the entire thing on the smartboard. The smartboard will show them what their questions are right about here and their answers down here. Each answer will be a different color and have a different symbol associated with it. And on the Chromebooks that the students are using, it'll just have the Chromebooks. The Chromebooks will just have the answers. So the number or the symbol and the color, it won't have the answer with it. So they'll have to look up and see what is their answer going to be. It's pretty simple, and like I said, you can use this for formatives, so on and so forth. This I used in Kahoot, the dinosaur quiz. I would like to show you kind of what the spreadsheet will look like after you've kind of done it. So your results, essentially. Alright. Again, you can have this put onto you can just download it to your drive, or you can put it onto Excel, that's what I chose to do for this one. And it's processing and processing. Alright, so this is my dinosaur one I did last spring with my second graders. I had them do it in groups because they didn't each have their own iPad with them. It was 1 to 2, so I had each, or 2 to 1, so it was each a student, or I had 4 different groups. And there are 11 questions total in this, and the groups were named by different dinosaurs. The kids really liked it. Down here, you can look at some ratings. You can look at questions. So for example, what is another name for an organism that eats meat? Herbivore, omnivore, carnivore. You can see the number of answers. One person or one group did herbivore. 3 groups did carnivore. and you'll see the speed in which they did it. You'll also see which groups answered what for each question. If you go to the overview, it'll say the same exact information. You'll just have to scroll over. If I go to, no, this is not the one I wanted. Okay, this is one that I did with my class recently, and I did by student numbers, so, and you can see it ranks them for who scored the highest to who scored the lowest. If you notice, this student scored 12 all correct, 0 incorrect, and this student only had answered 6 questions. That's a time limit that we talked about. And you can also see all their answers on what they did. The green means that it's correct, the red means that they answered incorrectly. So in conclusion, if for any reason you decide you want to do Kahoot but don't really kind of remember what's going on with that, let me know and I can help you out with it. Students really get excited about it and they have a lot of fun with it. Thank you for watching. Yo.